sir.
Good evening, Arti.
Good evening, Arti.
So, Arti Yadav, please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So my name is Arti Yadav. I was born and brought up in Rewari district of Haryana. I did my schooling from Cambridge School, Rewari. After that, I moved to Delhi for my higher education. I did my graduation in BSc Zoology Honours from Hindu College, Delhi University. After that, I did my post-graduation in Zoology.
All right. So, why did you choose civil services?
So while doing my post-graduation, I realized that I was not very much inclined towards research, and that even if I pursue research, I won't be able to do it wholeheartedly. My inclination lying towards civil services. That is why I pursued it afterwards.
Okay, but what attracted you towards civil services? There must be something about civil services that attracted you.
So one is the diversity of work that one gets to do. Other is the people-to-people contact. One could act in direct authority and bring change on the ground.
Okay. So basically focused on societal change. That's your main motivation for joining civil services.
One of the main motivations, yes.
One of the main motivations. Then please tell us other motivations.
Sir, I feel like every individual's personal life or public life is associated with administration in one way or other, either directly or indirectly. And whenever one approaches a public office, he has a hope that his work would be done in a free and fair manner. So I think I want to fulfill that hope of the people that yes, their work would be done in a free and fair manner.
So it's people that motivates you towards civil services. You want to serve the people. You want to bring change in society. That's what motivates you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there is no such thing as status, perks, privileges, salary, anything of that sort doesn't motivate you at all?
Yes, sir. These are also positives of the civil services. But for me, these are not the main reason.
But
these for sure make civil services a lucrative service. But for me, these are not the driving factors.
Oh, these are not the driving factors. So you don't care about status at all?
So obviously, I do care about a status, but it's not about everything else.
But it's not the major driving factor, like you've mentioned before. All right. Have you ever appeared for UPSC?
Yes, sir. I have given 3 attempts at UPSC.
And how did you perform there?
Sir, I have my interview this time. In my 3rd attempt, I would be giving the interview.
Okay, so you'll be appearing for UPSC interview this time?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Very good. All right. So I can see your optional is zoology.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me, why did you choose zoology? You didn't appear, or you didn't opt for other subjects, easier route like political science, sociology, public administration. Why didn't you choose that? And why did you choose only zoology? I can clearly see that you have done your graduation and masters in zoology. That must have motivated you. But what are the other things that motivated you towards choosing zoology as your optional?
Few other factors are, first is that zoology is a very objective paper. The scope of subjectivity is very less. If you have addressed the demand of the question, you will surely get good marks. Apart from that, via diagrams and flow charts, it is easier to fetch more marks. And thirdly, zoology has my interest also, because I have always been interested in zoology in my graduation as well as post-graduation. So that was also one factor.
All right. That's great. Let's change the track of this interview. Recently, there was this report published regarding Haryana's unemployment figures. It was published by a particular organization. I want you to name that organization, but you should also tell me that what were the results of that report, what was mentioned in that report, and what are the causes behind Haryana's unemployment figures, high unemployment figures.
So I'm not very sure about the name of the organization, but if with your permission, I would like to make a guess.
Go.
It would be CMI.
Absolutely correct. So what was mentioned in that report?
It was mentioned that the unemployment in Haryana is very high. It is 31.1%, and factor behind these high rates of unemployment are over dependence on agriculture. One is the over dependence on agriculture. Second is lack of proper employment in industries.
Okay.
And third, I would say is more and more migrant population is coming to Haryana from neighboring states as well as from other eastern states. So these are also adding to the unemployment ratio.
Well, the government actually came up with a solution to address this migration factor. They talked about reserving certain jobs for, not certain, reserving all the private jobs for people domiciled in, 75%, exactly. Reserving 75% of the jobs for people domiciled in Haryana. Do you agree with that policy?
So I'm not in complete agreement with the policy, because then it will lead to son of the soil movement. What happens if other states also start pursuing such policies? So that is why I'm not completely in favor of the policy. I think from 75%, the margin could be brought down to 50% or less than 50%. One thing that could be done is this.
Okay. So you are in favor of the policy, but you're not in favor of the quantum of reservation that is being provided.
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't you think this will, rather, though it's a step in that direction, it's actually the step is to increase the number of jobs available for people in Haryana.
Yes.
But don't you think it will reduce the number of jobs available for people in Haryana?
Sir, I didn't get the question properly.
I'll repeat again. Don't you think this step would actually hurt the people of Haryana, because it will reduce the number of jobs available for them, as far as private jobs are concerned?
Sir, if this harsh measures are adopted by the state, for example, criminalization of the companies which are not following the orders, I think it might lead to shifting of these companies or industries to different states apart from Haryana. The position of Haryana as a very good investment state could likely be reduced because of this policy.
That's what I was fetching for. Good. All right. Yeah, that's about it. Thank you, Arti. Sir.
Okay, Arti. कल 26 जनवरी है, रिपब्लिक डे।
Yes, sir.
इसका महत्व हम सभी जानते हैं। मैं जानना ये चाहता हूँ कि आज 25 जनवरी का भी क्या कोई महत्व है इन रिलेशन टू गणतंत्र या फिर लोकतंत्र के परिप्रेक्ष्य में कोई महत्व है आज का?
Yes, sir. Today is National Voters Day.
नेशनल वोटर्स डे। और ये क्यों सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है?
To commemorate the establishment of Election Commission of India on 25th of January 1950.
हाँ, वेरी गुड, प्रिसाइज एंड क्लियर। कल भी एक बड़ी इम्पोर्टेंट इवेंट हुआ है कि मिडिल ईस्ट की एक इम्पोर्टेंट कंट्री से वहाँ के प्रेसिडेंट हमारे यहाँ आए हैं। कंट्री कौन सी है और पर्पस क्या है?
इजिप्शियन प्रेसिडेंट मिस्टर LCC।
ओके, LCC। और वजह क्या है इनके आने की?
Sir, he is the first Egyptian president to be invited as a chief guest in Republic Day parade.
Okay.
And it could basically be because India's interest lies in various Muslim countries or Arab countries.
Okay.
And in the recent, because of some statement by a BJP spokesperson regarding Muslim community as such, so India wants to repair its image that India is not against the Muslim nations or the Muslim community as such.
Okay.
So one reason is this. Other than that, India also aspires to strengthen its relation with African countries.
Okay. As you said, that India wants to repair its image as in relation to Islam. So our image got threatened or damaged?
Sir, directly, India did not take any such action which damages India's image or highlights India as a anti-Muslim or anti-Islam nation. However, various agendas by countries like Turkey and Pakistan has repeatedly shown India as an anti-Muslim country.
Okay. So they hurt our image.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's take another route that India is a secular country.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of secularism? What does it mean?
So, secularism means that India has no official religion. The government of the day or India as such maintains equal distance from all the religions.
All the religions. What is the difference between Western and Indian secularism?
So Western secularism is complete absence of state in the field of religion. Whereas in India, the state maintains a principal distance from religion.
Okay. Nice and clear. Okay, let's come to Haryana.
Yes, sir.
So, which is the most populous city in Haryana?
The Faridabad.
Faridabad. How many divisions are there in Haryana?
The total 6 administrative divisions are there.
And subdivisions?
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think it's around 72.
Okay, fair enough. Haryana is a landlocked state.
Yes, sir.
तो कौन-कौन से राज्यों से अपनी बाउंड्री शेयर करता है?
Sir, in the north, Haryana shares its boundary with Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. And in the south, it shares its boundary with Rajasthan and UP also, and with Delhi also.
Delhi also. Delhi is a state?
So Delhi is a UT, which is surrounded by Haryana on 3 sides.
Good. आप कोई और स्टेट या यूटी मिस कर रहे हैं इस लिस्ट में?
So Punjab.
Punjab is...
And
You have mentioned the Punjab, the very first state you mentioned the Punjab.
so Chandigarh is a union territory.
And Haryana shares its border with
It's capital of Haryana, sir.
capital. So, Chandigarh is a part of Haryana or not a part of Haryana?
So technically, we could say that some part of Chandigarh is part of Haryana, because after the Punjab Reorganization Act, the Chandigarh was divided between Punjab and Haryana in the ratio of 60 to 40.
Okay. And this you answered technically. Practically हम क्या कह सकते हैं फिर?
So practically also Haryana claims Chandigarh as its capital and an integral part of it.
Claims.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough. अभी फिलहाल हाल ही में जैन समुदाय जो है, इन्होंने भारत के विभिन्न राज्यों में कुछ बड़े प्रोटेस्ट किए, गुजरात, राजस्थान, इवन दिल्ली के अंदर भी. तो इनके प्रोटेस्ट की वजह क्या थी?
Sir, the Jain community protested because few of its religious sites, which were very close to the Jain community, were being turned into ecotourism sites by the government.
Okay.
And Jain community is against this. They say that it will violate the religious significance of that place.
Okay. और ये religious sites कहाँ पे located हैं?
So one is in Gujarat. And other, I think, either in Odisha or Jharkhand. I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, Odisha or Jharkhand. Any particular name of these hills?
I'm not able to recall, sir. I have read it, but I'm not able to recall right now.
Fair enough. The last thing I want to ask, there is a ASAR report, Annual Statement of School Education report by Pratham NGO.
Yes, sir.
तो इस रिपोर्ट में स्कूल एजुकेशन से रिलेटेड
Yes,
भारत
sir.
की 2 प्राप्तियां और चुनौतियां अगर आप मुझे बता सकें तो.
Sir, 2 positive findings of the reports are that post-pandemic, it was speculated that enrollment ratio would go down, but it is clear that enrollment has been increased. Pandemic do not have a negative impact on that. However, on negative front, it has been highlighted that the foundational literacy and numeracy is declining in school education.
Okay.
Children from 3rd to 5th class, a survey was conducted and it was shown that they lack basic foundational literacy skills.
Good. So we are standing at a plane. You are proposing that meanwhile the enrollment and attendance rate is going higher.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, the basic numeracy or reading skills are depleting. They are going downwards.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is your suggestions? How this literacy capacity, learning capacity can be improved?
So I think both school as well as the society as well as parents has an important role. Apart from focusing on education in school, extra time has to be given to children's education at home as well.
Okay.
Apart from that, making learning a fun activity like playing games or other co-curricular activities also could play a very good role in improving literacy and numeracy.
Good. टीचर्स की ट्रेनिंग का या स्किल का भी कुछ रोल हो सकता है इसके अंदर?
Yes, sir, definitely. Improving the skills of teacher, like adoption of digital technologies in education, could play a very good role.
ओके, हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट का प्रिसाइसली क्या कोई स्कीम है जो बच्चों की लर्निंग कैपेसिटी को एनहांस करने के लिए हरियाणा गवर्नमेंट चला रही है?
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
That is perfectly fine. That is all from my side. So you can ask.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Arti, you need to stay online for a bit and we'll return to you with the feedback. Just give us a minute or two. All right? But stay online.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So, Arti, what do you think? How did your interview go?
So I think I have to read upon a lot of things. I'm still missing very good points on important topics.
Like?
So what are the way forward in education sector? I think I could have done better. And about the current affairs, like the Jain issue, I was not able to recall the name of the hill.
Okay. And do you think you lack in Haryana GK?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let me tell you how did it go. So basically, what happens is whenever we interview students or candidates, we judge them on 6 parameters basically. So I'll list you those parameters and then we'll talk about them one by one. How did you fare in those parameters? All right. So first of all, we judge you on your non-verbal communication, right? Behavior, body language, and all that stuff. Then we check your personal profile, your form, your educational background, your hobbies, your work experience if you have any. Then third parameter is academic knowledge. Okay. Then fourth parameter is verbal communication. Fifth is intellectual and moral integrity. And sixth is very important, critical assimilation. That is balance of judgment. So when we ask certain questions, certain opinion-based questions, so we are actually checking your arguments, whether those arguments are balanced or they are biased in certain direction. All right. So let's talk about these things one by one. Let's talk about non-verbal communication first. So as far as your body language is concerned, as much as we can make out in this online mode, we are of the opinion that you look sharp, you're confident. So that is not an issue. That is good. That is something that is going in your favor. Okay. You're attentive, sharp, confident. These 3 adjectives define your body language and that's good. Very good. I just want to ask you, are you going to dress formally for the interview?
Yes, I'm thinking about wearing a sari.
That's good. That's good. That's formal. Very good. And that's about it as far as non-verbal communication is concerned. Now let's move to the personal profile part. Your personal profile, your educational profile is good. Your hobbies, you have a unique hobby, though it's not that unique, but the number of candidates, we have actually interviewed more than 100 candidates and you're the first one who has mentioned gardening as her hobby. So it's good. You won't be grilled that much as far as gardening is concerned. But I'm sure if you're grilled on gardening, you'll be able to answer. Is that part sorted?
Yes. It's a genuine hobby, so I think I'll be able to answer.
Yeah, so that's good because we also thought that it's a genuine hobby of yours. Nobody generally mentions gardening because it's not an easy hobby to pursue. So that is why we haven't asked you questions on gardening because we were sure of the fact that you will be able to handle this part. Now let's move on to academic knowledge. And here are a few things that you need to take care of.
Yes, sir.
One is read up on Haryana GK. This is a fixable problem, right? When is your interview scheduled?
On 5th.
5th. So you have time. You can read up on Haryana GK. Make sure that you're aware of Haryana's geography, Haryana's history, formation of Haryana, right? Haryana's drainage and all that, all the other peripheral things about Haryana, all right? Which is the most populous district, which district receives the maximum number of tourists and all these things. You need to be aware. You need to know Haryana because it's HCS after all. They are going to grill you on Haryana a lot. They're not going to grill you much on national issues, though they might. But Haryana is something that you need to focus on. As far as your current affairs are concerned, you were familiar with certain things, you were not familiar with certain things, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, no one expects you to know everything all the time. No one expects you to do that or expects that from you. So you have a fair amount of knowledge as far as current affairs are concerned, though we are going to be sharing a certain list with you, in which we are going to list down certain issues that have been important in the past 1 year. So just prepare those topics before going for your interview. All right. So, and your academic portion is sorted. Just Haryana GK is good. Okay, Haryana GK and current affairs. That's it. Now let's move on to verbal communication. Look, there is one thing that we need to convey to you. You might not be, generally people are aware of this fact, but we're not conscious about it. So let me point that out to you. You'll be able to take care of it. You'll be able to take care about this point in your interview. The thing is that over there, they might ask you questions in Hindi as well. So when they ask you a particular question in Hindi, reply back in Hindi. It shows that you're comfortable in both the languages. It also shows that because there are certain board members who are not comfortable in English themselves. So they'll be asking you questions in Hindi. And if you reply back in English, it might appear a bit condescending.
Yes, sir.
Right? So if someone asks you a question in Hindi, reply in Hindi. If they're asking you questions in English, well, you're comfortable in English as well. You're fluent in both the languages, I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
In English, you are. In Hindi, I'm sure you will be, right? So make sure that you take care of this thing. It's a fixable thing again. It's very easy to fix, right? And I actually noticed, I might be wrong because again, we are speaking in online mode, and there is some lag in voice and camera movement and all that. But still, I just want to point it out that I noticed that sometimes you were too quick to answer. That is, that you didn't allow the interviewer to complete his question and you were ready with your answer. So if that is the case, look, it can be an honest mistake because of the lag, the video lag. But if that is not the case, you were actually, you know about it. If you actually jumped in and you didn't allow the interviewer complete the question, then make sure that you don't do that over there. Wait patiently, allow him to complete his question and then start your answer. All right. Make sure, keep this in your mind. All right. Intellectual and moral integrity. Well, we both agree that you deserve full marks for it. It was spot on. I asked you a question on why do you want to join civil services? So your answer was perfect. I pressed you on a particular point as far as like status, money, perks, and privileges. So your stand was genuine. It appeared genuine and it was perfect. So you don't need to change that. Your answer on why do you want to join civil services was good. Your answer on why do you want to join HCS was good. Don't worry about that. As far as balance of judgment is concerned, you might think that you did not give a good answer to education, learning outcomes, but it was a good answer. We both agree it was not a bad answer at all. So include those points as well. Those points that you mentioned in this interview, include those points as well. Read up on it. Reading more on any issue will not harm you. So read up on it. And if you find any more points, well, you do use those points in your answer. But the answer you gave actually showcased your critical assimilation, your balance of judgment. You were not biased in one particular direction. So that was a good answer. So you pointed it out that it was a bad answer, but actually we both feel that it was a good answer. It was a fair answer.
Because that answer was one in which I was too quick to answer. I felt like I gave the answer
that
too
is
quickly.
something. That is something. Yes, I pointed it out earlier as well.
Maybe I could have thought about it on a better scale, so then my answer would have changed. But if you are saying that it was a good answer,
it was a good answer, but too quick to answer. What I mean is that allow the interviewer to complete his question. That's it. All right. Do that. Be conscious of that fact. Apart from that, I don't think you need to change anything. These are the things that we would like to tell you. Be conscious of certain things and brush up your Haryana GK. That's it. Don't change anything. In fact, don't change anything because you will be able to score well in your UPSC interview as well. Yes, of course, they might not ask you so many questions on Haryana GK because after all, it's UPSC, though they might ask you certain questions from Haryana because you hail from Haryana. But nonetheless, as far as UPSC interview is concerned, you are sorted there as well. So just make sure that you are careful about these things that I've just pointed out.
Okay, so I'll keep all these things in mind.
Yeah, please do that. Anything? Yeah, sir would also like to add certain things.
I believe I'm in total consonance with the sir, and I believe you have already beautifully summarized all the things. Again, just to highlight, one is the transition in English into Hindi, Hindi into English. That must be kept in mind. Haryana GK, of course, that is. And on the point of this quick replies, see, remember, in interview or even in exam, you do not have to react. You have to reply. React can be unthoughtful. Like I push you, you push me back. Reaction.
Yes, sir.
Reply is thoughtful. So even if you want to take some time, if it is a shorter pause, then you can think and reply. Even if you want a longer pause, okay, I need 15 seconds, 20 seconds, then you ask for permission. Okay, sir, please allow me some time, and they will allow you up. So calm, composure, and you have to reply, a thoughtful reply. Clear? तो बाकी तो चीजें इट्स ऑल गुड सर, नथिंग कोई बहुत ज्यादा ओवरऑलिंग की जरूरत ही नहीं है, और जो एक मॉडेस्टी और कॉन्फिडेंस का एक फाइन बैलेंस होना चाहिए था, दैट यू कैरी, तो उसको अपने साथ इंटरव्यू बोर्ड में भी कैरी करें. और बाकी तो प्लीजेंट पर्सनालिटी है, स्माइलिंग के बारे में
स्माइलिंग बहुत अच्छा है, नो प्रॉब्लम से कुछ नहीं है. एनीथिंग यू वुड लाइक टू आस्क अस?
सर मुझे ऑप्शनल के बारे में पूछना था कि डू आई हैव टू रीड इन डेप्थ अबाउट ऑप्शनल और दे विल बी आस्किंग लेस क्वेश्चंस?
Less questions and a brief overview. That's it. And I guess you have your graduation, your masters in zoology. जो वो पूछेंगे वो आपको पता होगा. बहुत ज्यादा डेप्थ में पूछते हैं और आपको नहीं आता, मार्क्स नहीं कटेंगे उसके. Don't worry about it.
सर हरियाणा से रिलेटेड जो कुछ टॉपिक्स हैं जो करंट में चल रहे हैं, जैसे चंडीगढ़ इशू, SYL और ये सब कुछ चीजें जो बहुत पहले हुई हैं, लाइक 10 साल पहले, 15 साल पहले, तो मैं वहां तक भी पढ़ूं हरियाणा हिस्ट्री?
नहीं, वहां तक अगर वो चले भी जाते हैं, आपसे पूछ लेते हैं, तो इफ यू से सॉरी सर आई एम नॉट एबल टू रिकॉल, दैट्स ओके, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी उससे. करंट पता होना चाहिए पर.
ठीक है सर.
ठीक है.
Okay.
So you'll do very well. We are very confident with respect to your candidature. So you'll do very well. Be confident. Don't be overconfident, of course. There's no room for complacency. Be confident. You're a very good candidate. All the very best, Arti.
All the very best, Arti.
Thank you, sir.